Well, friends of Mundo Maldini, let's go with the ratings today here at the wheel. You know I really like being at the wheel, because I concentrate a lot. You have to stay focused while driving, so at the wheel, you know I concentrate a lot. Let's go with the ratings for Leganés versus Real Madrid. Let's do Real Madrid. Let's do Real Madrid. Yesterday I was at Butarque, I commented on the match, I discussed those tactical changes made by Carlo Ancelotti, but I don't agree with some ratings that some have given the media. I am going to give my opinion and I want yours. So these are the ratings for Leganés versus Real Madrid. The ratings for Madrid against Leganés. Come on, let's go. Well, let's go, friends of Mundo Maldini. Let's be quick, I say. Leganés had a match. It was evident that the difference is vast compared to Real Madrid. Well, they held on as much as they could for almost the entire first half. They didn't shoot on goal, and that means that Courtois, let's start with the ratings. This means that Thibaut Courtois, who returned to the starting lineup for Real Madrid, will not be rated. It is true that he had a play in the second half where he got tangled with the ball near the goal line and could have made a goal play, but well, it's a very specific thing. Leganés didn't shoot on target, they hardly approached, so Thibaut Courtois remains unrated, which somewhat defines what Leganés did in attack. Rated, Thibaut Courtois. Fede Valverde had a good match as a right-back. The fact that I say that I believe Fede Valverde is somewhat underutilized playing as a right-back does not mean he can't be a good right-back. But I think Fede Valverde can indeed perform well there. But I believe this is an emergency situation. I mean, if you ask Fede Valverde where he prefers to play, he will surely say in midfield because he has the ability to arrive from 3/4 of the field and to cause damage. And this way, he better exploits his shot, which he showcased in the match with a goal from a set piece. But it is obvious that Fede Valverde will perform much better in midfield and will better exploit his characteristics than as a right-back. He had a good match as a right-back, that's for sure. A 7.5 for me, a 7.5 for Fede Valverde. It's becoming fashionable that Fede Valverde's perfect position is right-back. I hear some things and read some things that sometimes leave me amazed and sometimes blow my mind. Let's see how I translate blow my mind for the global channel. You know we are with the Mundo Maldini global channel where we put the same videos in different languages using artificial intelligence. Let's see how they translate the word flipar into Arabic, into Hindi, which we also do in India. There are almost 500 million subscribers, the ones we have, but let's see if we can grab a little bit of that pie. Well, let's talk about Asensio. Good match from Asensio. Good match from Asensio. It is true that we must take into account that Leganés practically did not attack, but I saw him quite well. The real test will be Anfield. We also can't expect Asensio to have a spectacular match at Anfield. I think the first team has just arrived, but so far in the 2 matches he has had against fairly comfortable opponents like Osasuna and Leganés, he has done quite well. Usand, I don't know if they are red. I'm here. They are waiting now. So, well, I'm going to give Asensio a 7, a good rating, which I think is fair, a good rating for Asensio. Let's move on to Rudiger. Well, I say the same as with Asensio. He practically had no work, so since he had practically no work, well, I think he handled everything that came his way quite well. A 6.5 for Rudiger. I can't give him more than a 6.5, but well, it's a good rating for Rudiger. Fran Garcia, well, the truth is that I don't think he had a particularly brilliant match in a game where Madrid dominated a lot. Fran Garcia also didn't push forward much in attack. I don't think he did. In a match like this, I really expected a bit more attacking play from the left wing for Fran Garcia. He did get forward a few times. Of course, that's true. A 6, a good rating for me. Just good. Think flashy, right? A good rating for Fran Garcia. Camavinga, I believe that in the end he could settle into the central midfield position at Real Madrid. Camavinga can be a key player in that position. I liked his match. He handled the ball well. He managed the midfield well. Madrid had total control of the game thanks, among other things, to the level Eduardo Camavinga showed. But it must also be said that what the opponent proposed wasn't too much. Not too many difficulties for me. A 7 for Camavinga. I'm going to give him a 7. Let's talk about Ceballos, who was a surprise in the lineup, or one of them. He did well. I've also read that Ceballos was wonderful. Well, I don't think he had a great match either. He did well, nothing more, against an opponent that also gave him quite a few advantages. Well, he was good with the ball, he hardly made any mistakes, he had quite a bit of control. But it's a match that honestly doesn't help me assess whether Ceballos can be one of the important alternatives for Real Madrid. This match doesn't help me, friends of the Madrid world, to say, well, Ancelotti already has the solution, we already have the solution, Cruz is gone and now Ceballos is going to be the holy grail of all this. No, that doesn't work. For me, a 6.5 for Ceballos, good, nothing more. A 6.5. Guler. Here I want to elaborate a bit more, friends of Mundo Maldini, because Arda Guler played a very good match, and I believe that Arda Guler demonstrated again yesterday against a team that was well organized at the back, which proposed a match that would give you difficulties. Made 2 or 3 very good plays in the first half. He's a kid who overflows with talent. Pure talent just falls from him. I believe he needs to play much more than he is currently playing at Real Madrid, and maybe this match from yesterday can help him start playing more. See what happens at Anfield. But I really liked Guler's match. I'm not going to give him an outstanding grade either. If he had scored a goal in that play he had, maybe he would have gone to outstanding, but yes, an 8, a high notable for Guler. Jude Bellingham, I really liked his match. It's true that when you're in the stadium, and I was in Butarque yesterday, players obviously look better than on TV. And you see things that you don't see on TV, but the class with which he plays, everything he generates, how he always asks for the ball, everything Bellingham did there yesterday seems to me that he had an outstanding match. He also scored a goal, the goal for 3-0, already with the match practically resolved. It doesn't give me enough for an outstanding grade, but yes, an 8.5 for me, for Jude Bellingham. For me, an 8.5 is justified for Jude Bellingham. Vinicius Jr. Let's see. I'm also reading about Vinicius's spectacular match. Well, I think he did very good things. He provided an assist, made several plays inside. I believe what needs to be valued in Vinicius is that he is playing in a position that was not his when he arrived in Spanish football at Real Madrid, and he is performing very well there. I believe he has a series of skills, repertoire in that number 9 position that makes you think he can be a good number 9 or that he can play well as a number 9 in that position. And it's true that if we look at his stats from the match, he generated a lot, lost few balls, and broke through quite a bit. But I have seen much better matches from Vinicius than the one I saw yesterday. I mean, Vinicius gives me a 7.5, a notable score. A 7.5 is all Vinicius gives me considering what he can offer. I said it yesterday in the video. I mean, it was a clearly improvable match for Vinicius. But the feeling he gives is that he can be a player who can contribute a lot there. Because what Ancelotti is logically looking for a solution for Mbappé. The solution for Mbappé is to start scoring goals. He scored yesterday. I told him it was a sure goal. If he missed it, get it. It's a goal that he just had to push in for Vinicius. Then he missed 2 or 3. He missed a one-on-one. I mean, he's still struggling, still not doing well. Kylian Mbappé had 2 or 3 chances yesterday where he really defined very well, but those were offside, obviously. But then it is true that the one he has in the one-on-one with Dimitrovic at the end, where he has a lot of time to think, maybe too much time to think. In the end, he misses it, almost with a thud. I don't think we saw the best Mbappé by any means. Give Mbappé a 5 out of 10 yesterday, just a bare 5. It's Kylian Mbappé, friends of Mundo Maldino. We're talking about Kylian Mbappé, a bare 5 with his goal, with his participation, but no more than a 5. And it's true that he was put on the left and tried to manage much better from the left. It's true that he had some breakthroughs. Well, then we're going to talk about Brahim, who came in the second half. I'm going to give him a 5.5. He came in with the game practically calm, man, calm. He just got a yellow card. Damn, a 5.5 for Brahim, and then Modric. Who, by the way, what an ovation, including myself. What an ovation for Modric when he entered the field. What a marvel to see how a player like that is respected and loved in the rival team's fields. I think that's something that is extremely difficult to achieve, and that Luka Modric has accomplished with his play and many other things, like never getting into controversies, etc. Well, I'm not going to rate Modric or Endrick since they played very few minutes, and Carlo Ancelotti, well, it was a pretty comfortable match. He managed it well. He keeps insisting on Asensio. I think Valverde's position as right back was the correct one considering the team. He brought in Guler. What I saw was a 7 for the direction of the field as well for Carlo Ancelotti. So, winning 0, Real Madrid 3. Madrid has a match in Valencia that they need to make up. If they win it, they would be just 1 point behind Barca. Of course, there is a league. How could there not be a league? Of course, there is a league. And watch out for Atletico de Madrid, who is getting a little closer too. Well, this is what there is, friends of the Maldini world. I want your opinion in the comments. Hug. Bye.